Melania Trump agreed to settle for a substantial sum. Her defamation lawsuit against a blogger suggested she once worked as a high-end prostitute and suffered a nervous breakdown after last summer's Republican convention. Maryland blogger Webster Tarpley has issued the attached retraction and apology to Mrs. Trump and her family, and agreed to pay her a substantial sum as a settlement, Matthew Blackett, one of Mrs. Trump's attorney, said in a statement. Tarpley's retraction and apology read, "I posted an article on August 2, 2016 about Melania Trump that was replete with false and defamatory statements about her. I had no legitimate factual basis to make these false statements and I fully retract them." He added, "I acknowledge that these false statements were very harmful and hurtful to Mrs. Trump and her family, and therefore I sincerely apologize to Mrs. Trump, her son, her husband and her parents for making these false statements." While Trump's lawsuit targeting Tarpley is now settled, she refiled another in New York on Monday against the UK-based Daily Mail, whose parent company is Mail Media, Incorporated. The news outlet ran a story last August also suggesting Trump worked as a high-end escort in the 1990s. In her suit seeking $150 million in libel damages, Trump alleges the Daily Mail story impinged her fitness to perform her duties as First Lady of the United States. The filing further states the First Lady planned to launch a product line at some point in the future, which the false story damaged. Plaintiff had the unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, as an extremely famous and well-known person, as well as a former professional model and brand spokesperson, and successful businesswoman, to launch a broad-based commercial brand in multiple product categories, each of which could have garnered multi-million-dollar business relationships for a multi-year term during which plaintiff is one of the most photographed women in the world, the suit says. The Daily Mail retracted its story last September after initially being sued by Trump, but that case filed in Maryland along with the one against Tarpley was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. The retraction read, in part, "To the extent that anything in the Daily Mail's article was interpreted as stating or suggesting that Mrs. Trump worked as an escort or in the sex business, that she had a composite or presentation card for the sex business, or that either of the modeling agencies referenced in the article were engaged in these businesses, it is hereby retracted, and the Daily Mail newspaper regrets any such misinterpretation." In a very real sense, the damage is already done. Even if a retraction later comes, the First Lady is clearly trying to send the message to news outlets: if they want to publish salacious, libelous stories, be prepared to pay. It's News Exposed signing off.